so all the privates paid out, and Fastbuck stole his 15 bucks. And at this point, now we run the minors. Now, there aren't very many left, but we still have 3 of them, 3, 5, and 6, if I recall correctly. I'm not sure. It says there's 4. There's got to be another one kicking around here. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so 1 and 2 other ones. The way I have this set up doesn't work for me. I'll pump them out as usual, and I'm just going to come back if anything weird is happening at this point. I'm not going to worry too much about the day-to-day operations, because I think most of the exploration, at least in the center, you know, that's done. And it's really just, hey, what are we claiming? What are we grabbing? When you grab something, nobody else can use it. But the neat things that happen are when companies start buying flags from the miners. So I hit one of those neat moments. OPC is coming fairly soon, but I think Drillhound is going to spend 175 bucks to grab itself a second ship, because we've collected up enough money that we can, and it's usually a good idea. I can always shift ships around later depending on how things fall. Grabbing it now doesn't really seem to hurt me. I don't have a lot of ships in my hands. I finished up the miners, running them, and you know, all of them doing cool stuff. Up here, Torch found another ice mine. Of course, that's good for Mars mining. Torch himself is out of claims, and I don't see Lunar Enterprises buying his claims up there necessarily. However, I did notice, wow, and I'm really, really bad with this one right now in terms of getting the mechanisms right. It's been a long time since I played it, but also in terms of getting the strategy, or at least the tactical situations correct. There's no way Mars Mining should not have bought another ship for Lucky. I don't know why I only bought... Oh, maybe there was only 1 point ships available to them, but they certainly should have been spending their cash on it. On the other hand, maybe they didn't have much cash, because they converted from Icefinder. So now they can start supplying Lucky with ships, which is an important advantage of having a corporation and a miner. It's one reason why often if you have one miner, you don't really want to make it into your growth corporation, because there's a lot of opportunity for swapping ships around. And Lucky has been having trouble getting a second ship, while Mars Mining can buy him a second ship. In the case with XX Games, TSI, you know, was doing well and everything, but now they're not even going first anymore. 2 of the new companies, Lunar and OPC, are going to go first this round. Now, neither one has a ship, so they're going to fall back, and TSI is going to move forward paying at least half, so, and probably paying full with all these shares in there. I'm just going to be showing you kind of how these corporations start now, which is different than how they used to. So it's starting out of here. This is not an optimal location. First things first, I do not pay out, so I lose stock value. But you buy a ship before you buy your other stuff. I'm going to buy a 6.2 Scout for 175. Let's think about the other ship. Do I want a second ship? I've got ships on these guys. I could buy a ship off one of these guys if they had a lot of cash. There's advantages to doing that. On the other hand, I'm not going to have a whole hell of a lot of claims. Basically, I could buy both of Ore Crusher's claims. I could actually buy both of Torch's claims as well, for whatever that's worth, which is just about nothing to me. Ore Crusher's claims, I might want to get them out of his hands because he makes extra money for nickel. On the other hand, this makes extra money for nickel, so I don't know. These are nice claims, but maybe I'm better off letting those fall into the asteroid leak. I'm not sure yet. So I want to buy that ship. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can buy a base there. The base cost me 50 bucks. I may go back and buy another ship after this is done. When you buy a base, you destroy the mining capability there, and that goes here. I need to buy this refueling slot. Oh shit, what's this? We'll call that 50 bucks as well, because we went to 3 going into my nickel placement. I'm going to buy a claim. Claims cost me 60. And we'll buy a 60 buck claim. We're going to be coming out of here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will work. I'll buy a claim here. It's a little weird, but I may want to get this refueling slot, but I'm only allowed to buy one of each of those. I could spend 100 bucks on another claim, but I don't think I want to blow through my money quite that fast. What if I'm running? Do I want to buy another one of these ships? I'm really invested in the current ship level. Unfortunately, I'm also heavily invested in Lunar Enterprises at this point, and really can't get rid of more than one share of it. So I may not want to accelerate things too much, though. I mean, there's a lot of nickel I could haul down here with this setup, but I don't have nickel claims. So I am going to leave, I think, Ore Crusher running what he has with claims. I'm not going to spend 100 bucks on a claim, I don't think. I don't know, they're nickel claims. Yeah, let's spend it. Okay. One thing this is doing by getting claims in here, that's preventing someone else from throwing a base near my base. Yeah, which could be kind of painful. Okay, and we're set up to run that 6-2. I'm not going to buy another ship until I have another claim, basically. And then it'll probably be a tug, because it'll be running 1, 2, 3, 4 down, coming that way, is what I'm foreseeing. So that looks pretty positive to me. Right then, that's Ellie's turn. OPC, also a new start. Drillhound is mine. I could be running rares off of Drillhound. I could steal his rares. I don't think I want to do that. He gets a bonus for rares. So I will be looking for ice in this area. Well, those are Lucky's ice. I can't grab those. How am I going to start, and where am I going to find ice? There's ice down here. It's not the best ice. It's not this 50-60 here, but it's pretty good. What kind of ship would I need? Well, a 4 would get me this one, and a 4 would get me this space, which is where I could drop my headquarters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A 6 would get me this space and bone LE, and get me a couple of ice in a row that look pretty good. So I think I'm going to start with a 6-2. I'll spend the 175 on that. We go back. Just kind of showing you how these suckers start out. Now, because I'm within 6, I can buy a base for 50 bucks over here. Can't get a refueling slot there because it's already full. And I want to buy a claim, at least one. Do I want to buy 2? I usually don't like buying 2 claims, but yeah, I don't think these ices are all that valuable. I'm gonna just buy 1 claim, which says I get 40 back. And I'll put it here. Now, do I need this refueling slot back? I don't for this ship, and who knows what's going to come later. Actually, getting it here would help me, only because I could then do some exploration as well. So yeah, let's take our free refueling station here. We get one for free with the LPC. And now we've kind of carved out what our route is going to be. How many ships we're going to run off it? That's a good question. Right now we're just running the 6-2. We're actually hoping to get one of those suckers before too long. All right. Now, 88 versus 96, we go to the TSI. This is going to take some thought because they have a bunch of ships on them and all kind of crap they can do. TSI did some very tangled stuff. Not at all what I did last time. I ran the 6-2 to grab a couple of rares and haul them here. The 5-1 came down here, explored, came back up and did a transshipment run. The 3-2 grabbed a couple of ice and dropped them in here, I think. Very simple. And then the 4-3 ran to get this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and ended up delivering this ice, the rare that's not going to get a bonus, and a transshipment. So that all adds up to, these are the bonus ones, 70 and 40 is 11, 14, 21, 24, 27, 34 a share. We're going to pay that all out because we got so much in here. Most XX games, having a lot of ships is great, and that's how I got this big run. But in this particular one, it's kind of painful because it means that your claims aren't coming out at the same rate. You know, you're able to deliver a lot of stuff. You've got to get a lot of claims in place. And I've got a lot of questions as to claims. I definitely want to get this because it's close to here. So I'm going to buy that for my 60 bucks. And it's these decisions, it's what's hard about the game, but it's also what makes it kind of interesting. Okay, so that's one claim. I could buy another claim for 100 bucks. Rolling in money, right? Yeah, but there were ships coming. And, you know, although we don't have a huge percentage, and we get another run rolling in money. So maybe it's worth 100 bucks to claim another one of these, because rares are a pain in the ass. Yeah, let's claim another one for 100. Let's grab another claim. Here, this one was unused, but we want that. Okay. Of course, we're grabbing up stuff that Venus would be interested in. Oh, shit. Yeah, I mean, but we want both TSI and Venus to be running into here as much as possible, and we're going to try to keep them segmented as to where they're located. Beyond that, refueling slot. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. I think so. I think we need another refueling slot. I'm feeling very, very constrained in here. Given my discussion about which way I want things to go, I'm going to drop it in this one. And you can say, well, wait a minute, you have two refueling slots in the same way. Well, once ships get big enough, you can run out a loop, you know, moving 6 spaces or whatever, and then catch 2 refueling spots, you know? So that doesn't, it's kind of nice to have them next to each other. It looks goofy. When you first think about it, it seems like a bad idea. It isn't. It works out fine. I could buy another base. Base somewhere out here would be kind of useful, actually. Shut down this big nickel, double nickel. I'm within range. This is my base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, is that where my base is going to be? There's nothing else open. So yeah, why not? Let's buy our base out there. The only real objection to that is that's not a bad place for and now a refueling spot here, that wouldn't be bad while I'm exploring, and maybe it'll work out, but right now I think these two work fine for me. And you can see we're demolishing some of the productivity there. I bought 2 claims, right? Yeah. I think I've bought everything that I can. I've run way down in cash, but that's the TSI for you. And now we go to one of the new companies, the RCC, which I'll explain what I did afterwards, I guess. What to keep in mind is these privates. Now, you want to get those into your company's hands to use the special ability, etc. They close in phase 5. So, you want to get their special token in play if they have one, and you want to get the cash into your own pocket so that, you know, and it's not like it's that big a hit. They still get the income off of it and everything. But the corporations can make a good deal of money. It's worth getting money into your own pocket. It's not as big a deal in it as in 1830. First of all, because you can't take the double value. But ignoring that, it's also not as big a deal because I think you get certificate limit fairly quickly in this game comparatively. There's a lot of ways to make money in it. And, you know, if we look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's 3 short, you know, already. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 3 more certificates is going to be if people are going to be able to buy those 3 more certificates in the next stock round. So everybody's going to be pretty much full up very shortly. But that's another reason. Get it out of your hand. So you got room for something that makes money off the stock value. It buys itself a 6.2 train, or ship. That allows it to get a base out here, drop a refueling station there, and a couple of claims out here. So I'm going to be able to haul a couple of nickel. These will be coming in at, well, there's a 60 and a 50. They're going to be coming in at plus 10, plus 10. So 80 and 70, 150. That's not a bad starting run. I could buy more ships, but you know what? I'm interested in nickel. I want to get my my claims developed before I buy more. These are beginning to run low. Maybe I'll be, you know, getting a tug or something there. Tugs become more and more possible the further into the game you go. Early on, you got to get your presence established when you first start a corporation. So you don't want a lot of the heavy haulers. You want to make sure you have something that can get you your bases and your stations out there. Should I have bought this so that I didn't have to spend for that? I don't know. You know, it's quite possible that I'm going to want to throw another base down deeper here if interesting stuff is gone. And again, another location, this time an ice mine blown up. A crappy one, but gone. You know, as we destroy the income potential in the area to build bases. Use lack of refueling is a real problem, and bases for that matter. They got tons and tons of flags, but it's really hard to get them where you want them. So like, you know, the idea of getting to the ice here, that's not going to be trivial. I may actually need 2 ships so that I can do some exploration, etc. To begin with, I'm not making any money because we didn't start with a ship. Unlike Mars Mining, who got a jump start off IceFinder. We're the first of the companies that, you know, tried to float on its own. So that's kind of problematic. Now, from here, it's really tough, and I have to make my decision. What am I going to do? Am I going to fight to try to get rares here? Rares are hard to get. Ice to here is really the best thing. How do I do that? Because the alternative is to try to get ice here, which doesn't look very good, or nickel here. Nickel is not bad for RU because they have so many flags. So they may kind of split between the two. Let's see about that ice run. Could we do that? We only have 1 refueling station, so we're not going to be able to bop down here and come around in a big loop or anything like that. So this is probably the best we can do is 1, 2, 3. Now we're back, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we don't have another refuel. So it's going to be really hard to do that out of here. Nickel going this way looks a lot easier. Sadly for us, I don't see anything we can claim, you know, at this point in the game. Claiming this ice may be good if we're going in here, though. Okay. So there is no base that we want to build yet. Is there? I mean, if we're hauling ice out of here, say we do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We refuel. So that gets us to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We still don't make it to the ice on the fast ship. So that sucks. Most of the nickel here is already gone. And if we came down this way to do the nickel, 1, 2, 3, we recharge. Now, how do we get it anywhere? You know, I mean, we could get it to here or something, but we can't get it to where it's bonused. And this is really tough. I'm going to keep thinking. I decided my best opportunity is actually ice. So I'm going with a small ship, which means I base here. I put a refuel here right next to my base. That'll let me run to here. And then eventually, even with that ship, 1, 2, so this is 1, 2, 3. I recharge 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can make it to here. But I don't have to do that right now. I can do a lot of exploration with that refueling center and hit the transshipment space after that. By the way, when the AL comes in, a counter is drawn, flipped upside down, put here, and the AL gets a base there. So this just goes away and stops being a transshipment point at that point. And then, of course, later in the game, the transshipments become more valuable, which is a big deal because everybody's got everything claimed. I can't do a run, obviously, and now we go to the first of the growth companies, which is the VP, which is all set up to run already. He's got 2 ships and a fair amount of power in his hands. Let's look at what Venus does. They're running 2 quick ships like this. I could have just run 1 and then done some exploration, but this one optimizes my income right now. I was able to make, what was it, 120? Right, 67, no, 200. Did I do this right? Yeah, 200. So 120 bucks went into his pocket, and the remainder went into here because those are shares in the Growth Corporation box, which count like these guys do over in the bank pool. Okay, that's great. I paid out, I increased my stock value, but now I can invest because I bought a bunch of shares. I have cash in Venus. One thing I want to do is I want to be able to hit here. Well, the easiest way of that is to buy one of these for $1. Technically, I'm buying the spaceship first, but let's just hold off on that until I see what I've got. That means that I can run one of these 3 2s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What's my other 3 2 doing? Damned if I know. 1, 2, 3, and then maybe just sailing in. So I'll get to do an exploration with that, or whatever. But I think I want to scout for 175. As the ships just keep pouring out, I'm really heavily invested in ships. Maybe I should be buying a TSI ship. I don't know. You know what? I think I should. TSI has 4 claims. Let me get that money back. I just have too many ships, is what I'm feeling. I have a lot of Venus prospectors. I'm going to spend $1 and buy this 5-1 Scout and get that over there. And that leaves both my corporations with a space for a 3 ship, which I think is pretty good. I don't have a lot of capacity to move stuff over here in Venus, so I think doing this is probably the right way to do things. On the other hand, other people may not be buying those 2 ships, so I may have to buy it anyway, one of them at least. But I would rather not, because these guys, although they go obsolete in Phase 6, may well be permanent ships. They may well be the thing that's the bonus in the game. It's always, basically somebody has to go out of their way to get this out here, even with a missing ship from here. I think if you took more ships out of the deck than the option suggests, you could do better. Okay, so I bought the ship. That gives me a range of 5. What am I going to be doing? Well, like I said, one of the 3-2s is running here. The other one's probably running through stuff I'm searching. And I'm going to be looking for other stuff. Do I have a claim I want to lay? It's painful not to use your claims and not to get a claim out each turn. But here's the thing. I only have 3 remaining claims. I don't really want to waste them on a nickel or something if I'm delivering to here. Maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not. Hard call. If I set out here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I could at least deliver that nickel. So maybe that's worth 60 bucks to make 60. But on the other hand, you know, I can haul to the transshipment or something like that. So if I don't find rares, we'll consider it later. Right now, I'm hoping to use those claims for something else. And that's going to put us to Mars Mining. And, uh-oh, that's a bad sign. My little thing is showing green, which probably means I don't have it plugged in right, but I'm going to swap batteries. This is in kind of a shitty position because I have an ice finder. I picked up this claim. I like hauling ice. I like to deliver it. Well, I'd like to deliver it there, and I'm up there. But all I have is one crappy little 3-2 ship. So right now I can't use it, say, to pick this up, but I can use that ship to flag that. So that might be of value. I can't use it to deliver to here. Actually, all I can really do is the 1, 2, 3 run or 1, 2, 3 run and not get any exploration. So I guess that's what I'm going to do. An alternative would be to go exploring and use Icefinder's exploration capabilities. I feel like I really need 2 scouts. At least I have a lot of bases and fueling stations for this, and not a whole hell of a lot of claims though. But I feel like I'm gonna want to develop this area more than this area. So we'll see. We'll see what we're doing. And this is actually a problem. So I have a nice mine here that I could drop a flag on, and I may do that, although this flag is very appealing. But if I do, there's no place that I can drop a base anywhere near here. I guess I could drop it here, but I don't know how much that helps me. You know, I don't have a refueling here, so I'd be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know. I just don't know. So I may leave that one unclaimed, just run down here and try to build up Icefinder up here. Put a 6-2 ship for the exploration, but I also have to consider, does Lucky need a ship? The last 6-2, I bet you that's not a great idea. Yeah, this is tough. Lucky's here. He's running his little shit. Oh, God. And so, yes, I could run through here, too. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Because I may want to buy some of Lucky's things instead. But not yet. I don't have many claims. Oh, shit. I mean, obviously, Lucky will make more money if I can get him another ship. And he probably wants a scout. All right, let's buy him a ship. I think I'm going to regret this, though. It means that these are going to go. So he's not really going to make much more money. No. Give me that money back. I'm not buying him a ship. Okay. Now, in order to use this mine, I have to buy myself a refueling station. And I definitely want one there. That's 50 bucks. Yeah, I don't have a lot of cash either. I want to claim that mine for 60. Just buying one claim. And what else? That means I'll be using Ice Finder over here because of the discovery opportunities, and this will just be making cash. You can only fly one ship over here. I am splitting it 50-50, just like I would there. I don't have a place that I can put a base that's useful over here. I don't really have a base that's useful here yet. We're gonna have to see if something gets explored out here, which is one reason Lucky would be useful, except he finds good stuff, so I don't know. We'll hope TSI or someone else finds us someplace to put a base at some point. I think that's all we do with them. And that's the end of this operating round. We go back up to the second operating round, and I got a whole bunch of mechanical stuff to clean up on here, get rid of the used mines, flip over all the counters, flip over all those, blah, blah, blah. We start a second operating round here, paid out all the cash except Fastbuck. I forgot him this time. Let's get him in there. And now we go to the miners, and what we've got, 4 of them still, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gotta be careful. This round, people have to think, not this, but people have to think about whether they want to sell these things at this point, get some extra cash. Is there something important, more shares they want to get? Doesn't really hurt the company at this point to pull it out. And it hurts it less than doing it later, and probably does more good than doing it later to the player, so it's probably the best. Tricky going on, a little bit of exploration, grab some extra cash. Most of these, it's not worth trying to juggle ships with them. But if you have a huge pile of cash on one of these, you might just save a company or bonus a company heavily with it. So you gotta kind of consider, do you want to pull the cash all out for the company, or do you want half the cash falling into the Asteroid League, or do you want to buy a ship and have a company buy it off of cheap, which is essentially the same as throwing the cash into the company. It's just how you juggle it. It's actually easier to do it the other way, to buy the ship off here, because when we hit the 3 phase, all the ones go away. And then these are only allowed to have 1 ship, so it's going to be tough to engineer the second ship there. This guy's kind of troublesome, because until the Asteroid League is formed, he might be without a ship. Now, he has enough money to buy a second ship. Let me consider that, because he's got the space for it, and he's got the cash for it. Does he want to buy the last 6 too? He buys that, ships are going to come out harder than they have. He set himself up in a fairly nice position. However, this guy's cranking more cash than he is, which isn't good. Also has a healthier company, but it's not a growth company, so that's the reason behind that. Really whether he wants to shake this up or not, because a lot of these companies are sitting on a pile of money and don't want that last ship. He might just want it in order to push things forward. This guy's got so much. I think I'm gonna buy it. What's up with Lucky? What could he haul? When do we go to the Reds? We go to the Reds in phase 4. It's important because I've got this. Lucky's good at finding things. He's not going to find things very easily that Mars Mining can use, but he can build towards that at least. Not very far. It's a hard call. He's not set up with what I would want with his companies. So I do not know. If he finds more ice, though, that's cool. He could start hauling that, and that would make him some money. You know what? Let's see. 1, 2. I'm going to buy a 6 train for the 175 and open the floodgates. I don't think I'm in good shape the way things are going. I mean, let's look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 2. Well, he's got 2 extra shares. Of course, these guys, which are very big right now. Yeah, they fall into the asteroid league. Maybe they're big too, but not as big as they are when they're miners. Okay, now we go over to the TSI, who doesn't have a private to buy, and we go to the complexity and arcane actions of trying to figure out how the hell to run this thing. It's only got 3 ships now, though, but it can buy one of these, even though it'll drop down to 3 spaceships, because it's got a slot right now, and plus, the one would disappear, so this is a really good time to buy that 3 ship. This is a position the TSI didn't think it was going to get into. If it buys that ship, it wrecks all of these. But if it doesn't buy that ship, you think Lunar Enterprises isn't going to buy it? So I might as well pick it up. But yeah, I'm going to be knocking out 4 of my spaceships if I buy that. I was hoping that we would kind of stall and that last 2 wouldn't go. But after paying out 43 a share, and you can see the stock's just running away from everyone else. It's the TSI, it's what it does. I was clever enough to have this base here. That means I can run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the tug, and get to my fueling stations. So that all works well. I'm going to spend $325 on the heavier ship. I think it's well worth it. That causes all kinds of things to happen. A lot of money hitting Venus's base, which is, I assume, Venus. Okay, so first, go here. Phase 1 obsolete. Yeah, that's a painful hit. The other corporations, all pretty happy. But some of the privates, not so happy. Okay. These shares, I'll throw them in this box. I have this up here. Let's get it on the floor where I can stomp on it. Okay. Next thing, the Asteroid League may be formed. Okay, well, the Asteroid League president has to make the choice. When he does it, then these guys can trigger into it. I'm making 30 a round from this. There's no assurance what these privates are going to do going in. If I had some of the miners, or one of the miners, I might be able to assure I'm going to have a decent Asteroid League. But if this guy doesn't have a ship, so he's got to go in, I believe. He may have an option to build a ship immediately or something, but he's got problems. And the big thing is, if he immediately goes in, he'll get half this cash. So I'll get Ore Crusher almost assuredly, which is down here. Now there's a couple nice rares there, and I could swing up with a good ship there. How much cash am I going to have? I think it's $250, yeah. As a growth corporation, and I'll have a second base here. Now, let's say I'm running just these and can get this. That's 90 and 90 is 180, 18 a share. I'll make 36 bucks. That's better than my 30-buck income. Yes, I'll probably make things a little easier on him. He's going to be in a struggling position here. 175 bucks. He might have to have the Lunar buy him a ship or give him this one. But that's the real question, because this guy seems to be doing quite well. And if he goes for a while where he has to juggle to get things onto Ore Crusher, has to maybe expend some resources like this 2-ship to get Ore Crusher keeping going, that might be worthwhile. That 36 bucks, I don't get that the first round that the Asteroid League is out. I also don't have a lot of money, which means I'm not going to be buying up Asteroid League shares right away. I have one of the big companies, which means maybe I can improve RU and their position without buying it. I got to think a little bit, but these are the kinds of decision, the kinds of input into that decision that have to be considered. Other companies, they might want to go in too, because there are only 6 of these. They're going to go fairly fast. And then everybody's going to be cash poor after some of these get bought. And it's going to be very, very troublesome to make your way up to the big ship. That's just my experience with this. I can't guarantee it. It's my experience. What else happens after this? 3 spaceships per. Independents can only own 1. So, yeah, it's a tough call. I'm not sure. Just to hold off. I can probably make better money if I start the Asteroid League, but I don't want to bonus him. And he's got priority as well and a pile of cash. So valuable Asteroid League shares would go. We already know all of the 4 remaining guys are going to fall into the Asteroid League. The only question is, how many of their claims come with them? Like these are great claims. Those might get sold. Lucky's got them. Those might end up in Mars Mining running down here, right? Mars Mining has a bunch of bases, a bunch of refueling. They can do pretty much what they like. Drillhound's claims are pretty good, but OPC's not interested in them particularly, so I will probably get those and be able to maybe eventually get them flung down this way, depending on where I can get my refueling. Ore Crusher I'm going to just get, almost assuredly. Torch. Torch is sitting on 2 ice right here. It's very valuable, but Lunar Enterprises is not the company to take advantage of them. They're busy with other stuff, so I'll probably get the Torch ones. So the only ones really in question are these guys. Will I get them? Will I not? But the Asteroid League is going to be potent in this game, or at least be able to make good money. So, yeah, I want to make sure I get my share of the shares. And, you know, fill out the rest of my portfolio. Other people are sitting on bigger portfolios right now, so why not? I finish this up its turn, grabbing a couple of quick claims down here. More rares going in here. Hey, at that plus 20 bonus, rares are valuable anyway. Even though these are shitty rares, that's okay. They're going in the right place. But it does kind of suck what I found compared to what else is kicking around that other people have. But it's DSI. It never gets the good stuff, right? Okay, that's going to put it now on Lunar. Sitting on 1 ship. And may have to fuel ships for other companies. LE made its run. Didn't really have room to make an exploration. Just straight down there grabbing its 2 claims. Now we're at the ship buying phase. And this is where it gets complicated. Do I want to buy a ship for Ore Crusher? Obviously, I would have loved to just crash him in. Maybe not at that moment, though. But he's got money on him. That 6-2 could be useful, but on the other hand, if I can buy 2 ships, I could run one going this way, buy these claims, and run another ship up to that rares. On the other hand, these claims look like they're perfect for the 6-2 ship. And maybe I just want to leave Ore Crusher there and take half the money. I don't usually do that. I usually try to finagle the money very carefully, make sure I'm running them as long as possible with a ship and getting as much cash as possible. But these claims are very valuable. I have 6 shares of Lunar. Maybe the best thing I can do is make it able to crank. So, I am able to buy. I'm going to try this out. I haven't done it before. I am going to take a look. I can buy these $60 each, and there's no limit to that. So, I'll pay $120 to grab 2 claims from Ore Crusher and steal some of the value away from the Asteroid League. Now I'm getting 2 shares of the Asteroid League, so I don't know, but I'd rather have the power there. Oh, I should have bought my ships first. I definitely want to buy 1 ship. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do some exploration on the way up. Sounds good to me. The other one is going to be coming out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what I ran already. Plus, now that gets me down to 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can buy the 5-4 hauler, which cost me $325. Get a couple hundred back. We were at the low point in the bank. This always happens in the game. It looks like, hey, the bank looks like it's gonna run out. What the fuck? You know, it's real early in the game. Yeah, it always looks like it's cutting low, but there was a 500 sitting in here, so it was never that low. I've seen it go worse. Okay, so I've bought a 3, and I need to buy some claims too, and you can see the money's just disappearing now, right? I need to buy claims. Oops, I cheated. I gave them 48 bucks they shouldn't have. I treated them as though they were a growth company. They are not. Yeah, they're running kind of short here. Okay, I need to buy 2 claims, believe it or not. That's going to cost me 160. So I get 40 back. Okay. And those 2 claims are going to go, let's see how we run this. This comes out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't do it. I may have to hit this garbage. I don't even know if I can. I may need another refueling maybe. 1, 2, 3. Clear that out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm down to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, now I might have enough space that I can do a search, an exploration with it. So I will buy these 2 claims, cluttering up the nickel there, and the only refueling I can take is there. I'll spend 50 bucks. Look how poor I am now. And drop a refueling in my home base. That is not optimal, but if I end up with another base out here or something, that'll help. Nope, can't have one. That's life. On the bright side, I don't have a private company to buy. What did the OPC just do? They failed to find an ice is what they did. They run here. That's 50, 60, 70. And these are all eaten up. So, let's see what we got. We did an exploration here. We had a slot for that. So 70, we're going to make that 9 a share we're paying out. We might as well pay the whole amount out because of that. I got to come back after them. But they only have 5, so he gets 45 bucks. 25 bucks. Okay. And I move him forward 2. I think I only pushed him 1, so he'll go on top of the LE. It's not enough money to do that. Then I buy a 7-3, the Scout. A little cheaper, and ice is harder to find than nickel. This guy's like, yeah, nickel tug. Let's, but for this, my plan is to run the 6-2 down here at first, maybe? I don't know. See, I could run a 5-4 here and run the 6-2 out of here probably. Oh, yeah, you know what? Let's do that. So we owe 50 bucks more. It's really hard for me not to buy tugs. Let me make sure my ship can run. 1. I'm not getting a lot of these though. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I want that 50 bucks back. I want the Scout, because I don't have enough claims to make sense. All right, 4 claims though. I think I'm going to be buying this and this for 160. The 6.2 will be able to hit these two claims. The 7.3, I'm going to open a base up here. I only have to be within 7 of my base, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shit, I don't quite make it. Fuck. I can build a base here. I think the order is actually bases come before refueling stations, so I can't like extend my range with a refueling station. So yeah, the base would have to be here, which is kind of a bummer. It's okay because I probably want to drop a refueling station there as well. So whatever. Okay, $50 for a base. Not the optimal place, but $50 for the second refueling station. So that's 100. Take a bunch of these. And now my claims, I was buying $160 worth of claims here. That one's good. And here. Oh shit, I'm screwing Drillhound. Not really. He's got his 2 rares. $160 worth of claims. So I get 40 back. Make it 50. And that's there. I could buy Drillhound's claims. I'm not really interested in them. Leave them for the Asteroid League. Okay. And we're low on cash too. But I have Vacuum Associates. Ooh, you know what? Give me $50 back. I can buy the private. Instead of that refueling, I'm buying Vacuum Associates for $140 because I want all the money I can have in my pocket. And I took the 50 back. That was for this refueling station. I get company number 8's refueling station, which I have to kind of look at because it's on, you know, it might be on either side of one of these, and that'll go in the same location that I just placed. You see, they run their claims coming out of here through their refueling base up to there. They didn't make much, right? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 a share. Paid out, though, because, again, it's not much. I'm going to half swallow. I'm going to do it when I make real money into the company. Wow, that one broke fast. It in the OPC. Oh, geez. I am going to hold off on tunnel systems, I think. I don't know. I can't really afford a lot of money for this company anyway. I don't really need the extra base yet. Probably want to throw it out here somewhere, which I've got the scout, which can do some scouting. I was planning on that being over more in here though, so that I can fly through there, but whatever. Yeah. I could of course throw a base somewhere else, but I'll spend the $80 and buy that. Company 7 is available for me, but I have not chosen to play it yet. Now, if Tunnel Systems goes away, just pays 5, then I'm screwed, but I'm hoping to get that in place, and that is the wrong Tunnel Systems. I should not be Mars mining now. It's kind of one of the problems with this game. I gotta find the counter for that. But I bought a tug, and I bought one claim. I didn't have enough cash to buy a second claim. Given that I didn't have enough cash to buy the second claim, I kind of shorted myself on this, but I would rather get the cash now. And I'm going to be cash poor anyway over here, so it's probably not too big a deal that I didn't pay myself much. You runs through and back to its refueling and all the way back. Grabbed this bonus mine here. Surprised that didn't get used. What the hell was going on? Why did that not get used? Who was flying that? I am suspecting that maybe I screwed something up and didn't mark something that I should have, but I don't know. I really don't know. He's only got a 6-2. I had this one marked and this one marked, which may have meant this got explored after I picked this up. Something like that. I want that. RU, of all things, has one fucking claim on the board. We'll grab that one. We weren't able to do any exploration, though. What things do we... Oh, we have another free claim coming. Great. What things do we want to do? We also do not have all that much cash and not a lot of ships left. As soon as we buy the ship, we're going to be pretty crappy. This is RU. It needs to be able to haul resources. But I don't feel like I have a whole hell of a lot here. So I am going to buy the cheap Scout at this point, which does not sound like an RU thing, but I don't have enough mines yet at 275. I took my free mine. I'm going to buy robot smelters for 160. That gives me company 9 here. I could play that immediately. I could grab this. Do I really want this? Let's say I run out of here. 1, 2, 3 cleared. Now I'm back up to say a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can't make it to the ice, so I'll be doing lots of exploration with them. Let's take another free mine here, and that means we've used up 3 of our claims. We don't have anywhere to put the other one just now, so I'm going to hold off. We have almost no expansion capability due to bases, so that's kind of painful for us, but at least we got some cash into our pockets to invest. RU's moved forward. And nobody's half swallowing now because they're just not making the money. That's going to start happening pretty quickly, though. And we move down to the growth companies with poor VP, who opens things up by not running. We'll see where they go from there. So even buying the cheap Scout, which I kind of want to do, I don't have much claimed, and there isn't anything around me I can grab claims for easily. I could run out here. That looks like a great place for a refueling slot. I might want another base out here. So I think I'm gonna spend 75 bucks, kill this double nickel, put a base here, put a refueling station there, start doing some scouting, and I owe 75 for that. And I don't see any claims I want to grab yet. I don't have the cash for a second train, for a second ship. That was kind of the big question, was would I have the cash to buy 2 of those? That would be a huge advantage. I could buy something off the TSI. One of the things is like crash things into the next phase, which would kind of put these guys in a tough position, maybe. But maybe not. I don't know. See, here's the problem. Now I have to refigure the TSI to see, am I configured where I want to be? Is this what I want? I'm holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 claims and a lot of power. I've got more ship than claims. Neither one's particularly good at searching for stuff. Yeah, is that right? 3, 4, 5, 6 claims. I certainly don't want just 6 ships, though. Do I want to shift some money and get that 6-2 into my hands? Yeah, why not? Let's pay $1 and take TSI's 6-2 ship because I have more shares of Venus. And I failed to pay out, so I moved backwards. That puts us to Mars. Mars at least has a ship, or more ships than it should. I guess I didn't see that. Make sure nobody else is sitting on anything illegal. Not sure what I'm doing with them. I don't know what happened. This was a torch piece here. I screwed up royally. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on and then rewind RU because they may be completely different. It somehow flipped out of there. I don't know what happened. Ouch. But I was doing Mars mining. They only have one ship. They have very little cash. They were running for 120, 140, 160, 16 a share, paying that out. Let me take care of their turn without the purchases. They don't have enough for a ship. And then try to rewind RU and figure out what the fuck to do. The effect isn't too bad. I didn't hit this, so they made $20 less a share, or $2 less a share, which means I owe $10 back, which is not a big deal at all. There was nothing in the force pool, in the stock market bank pool, whatever. So that resolves it. I took my free token back. I don't really have anything else I wanted to claim, I don't think. If I see something, I'll come back and say. But Mars Mining. In their situation, they have a really screwed up world. They're down here with the capacity to get there. They don't have the cash for a ship. I could buy Lucky's ship. Lucky is making me money, though. I would rather not. I do want to buy that claim there. So, $50 back. Grabbing crappy ice claims, and this one was, both were actually used. I had to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did not take my $10 for searching. That's pretty important at this point. And yeah, we're having a hard time, right? Because I flew out to here. 1, 2, 3. I'm clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I need a station somewhere? I mean, I want one somewhere in here. I don't need it here. It might work, but so I'm just going to hold off on that. I need another ship. I'm not in good shape here. Mars Mining does not look like it's going to be a very viable company. Split into 2 pieces like it was. I had hopes of linking it all up. But yeah, it's not working at all. It would have been better to crash Lucky into it. It at least would be close. Okay. And that's actually a big deal, is that Ice Finder over here, who's really good at dealing with ice, is nowhere near the best place for ice. Drillhound, who's really good at the rares, is not really easily accessible to VP. And then the other of the third, the Lunar Enterprises, though, Ore Crusher is right on that. So, of course, I didn't move Ore Crusher in there because I needed to spend my money. Yeah. And then he sold his claims, but his claims aren't nickel anyway. A lot of weirdness going on there. We did pay out, which means this moved forward, yeah. And I think that's the end of the line, and we're going into the stock round, and it's time to load this one up. It's over an hour already. I want to say the game's, and it always feels this way, is zipping along. You're saying, it's not too bad, is it? But, and it's not. It really isn't. There's a little bit of headache. Companies that have too many ships become a real problem. Big ships become a real problem, and that does slow things down horribly at the end, as well as at points in the mid-game for certain companies. I'm often finding myself with too many ships. It's a great problem to have in terms of winning the game. Horrible problem to have in terms of calculating your routes. And that's true in all the XXs, but in this one the routes are very, very painful to calculate, especially because if you have lots of ships, sometimes you don't have many claims, which means your route doesn't stay consistent, and you're constantly having to sketch it out more. Ships aren't as important in this as they are as trains are in most XXs. They're still important, but you have to have the other infrastructure to support them, and I'm not as good at getting that built. I'm usually so focused on it's an XX game, must get lots and lots and lots of carrying capacity, whatever. Well, that doesn't help you if you don't have this stuff claimed and somebody steals it out from under your nose, or if you don't build out your routes properly. And like I said, the games always kind of flow kind of quick and nice, and it feels like, this isn't going to be too long a game, and then it just stops. And somehow the bank is small enough that it's not worth taking the hit for these. But somebody eventually looks at the situation and says, yeah, I gotta do it, and that'll extend the game some more. But even if they don't, even if these don't come out, I seem to remember this one, it was easier to get them out than 1870. One of them, it's possible to get them out by taking a hit. And one of them, you basically have to commit suicide to get them out. And I think with the train, with the one ship missing here, this was the easier one to get them out. In the other version, it is basically 1870. It's just, you're never going to see them. Anyway, what do we got at the stock round? The first option is going to be, he has the chance to create the Asteroid League at that moment at the beginning of the stock round. Well, that's not the best time to do it. So he'll probably wait until at least the operating round. He can do that. He can start it at the beginning of an operating round. As soon as we get to the first phase 4 train sold, though, it automatically happens, and it may not get a run because of that.